Yeah.
We are now.
Okay. I will go ahead and do a very quick recap of just last episode. So in the last episode, the party decided to investigate Croyburn Manor. You guys went ahead, cleared all the rooms. You had some ghost encounters with 3 generations of the Croyburn family. You ended up solving a 30-year-long mystery of where the last of the Croyburns went by going down into a secret cellar beneath the house and finding the body of Haskin Croyburn, who had some assassins, some paid assassins dressed as soldiers, kill his brother and then dump him on the battlefield. But in that process, someone let loose a stray arrow, something happened, and Haskin also died. And you guys found his body with an incriminating piece of evidence on his person. You then told the Peacekeeper about it. There was a bit of a hiccup, though, because you guys had all these ghost experiences, and then you woke up for the day, and then you had to replay through your morning, which you guys still had questions about that. And so the Peacekeeper recommended that you guys talk to Treese, the walking priestess. However, he did put in a caveat when talking about Treese. It was either last session or 2 sessions ago that he's not convinced that she's quite all there. The church itself is in pretty bad shape, so that's already not great. But your party decided that is what you would do, is that you would go ahead and check out the Church of Joaquin that is in the town. So I will go ahead and move this over here. Just open this up. Okay. You guys all seeing the map properly? I got that right still?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We love it when stuff works. Okay. So for sake of brevity, we're just going to go ahead and skip past some of the minutia initially. We're going to begin this episode. The 3 of your characters are standing at the fountain. And around you, there's lots of different members of the town. A lot of people who normally would be out working in the fields or tending their flocks. A lot of people have sort of delayed their morning, because everybody is watching as the Peacekeeper is removing the remains of Haskin out of the manor. And it's kind of a huge moment. Something that that Lionel mentioned to you the previous day is that even though there was this mystery, he wasn't confident in how the town was going to react, finding out that the grandson of one of the town founders turned out to be kind of horrible and had his brother killed. But for the most part, no one's really indignant or angry. No one's shouting or yelling. It's somber. It's a moment where the members of the town are just sort of watching in silence as Haskin's remains are being wheeled out by the Peacekeeper and 1 or 2 of the older shepherds that you saw on your first night, like Victor, the guy with the big beard and everything, who toasted you, Marko. He's assisting the Peacekeeper in removing the remains, and they wheel off in the direction of the burial mounds, which are off at the bottom left of the map there, that you all passed on your first day. And it's at this point that Auguste Millet sort of leans over to your group and says aloud, I was wondering all these years if the Croyburns had a wool drop, but apparently they did. A rather large one, too, by the description you all have given us. That's mighty impressive for a wool drop like that to go unnoticed for so many years.
Well, we were just trying to help. I wasn't trying to rewrite history of this town or anything. Hope people take it okay.
Auguste nods and, pats you on the shoulder and says, "It's all right, lad. I'd say the 3 of you have brought some amount of closure to the situation. Though it's not necessarily the ending that anyone in this town wanted, at least it's the truth. And at least now the mystery is not hanging over that place anymore. Everyone would sort of look to that manor and no one really knew what quite to make of it. It was always sort of unresolved. So I'd say you've done the town a favor. So I wouldn't worry too much about it."
Yeah, well, it might not be over. We'll have to see.
Yes. So you say that the entrance to the wool drop was a secret passage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sort of. It was hidden.
Oh, that's right. You're not from around here. Sorry, I should explain. The three of you don't know what a wool drop is. Let me
No.
quickly explain. Sorry, I keep using that word. I did some research of the area, so turns out, even prior to the Shepherd's War, when the Devier Kingdom started making it known to this area that they were planning on taxing their wool, the folks in the town just started ripping up floorboards and putting secret passages in just about every structure in the town, places that they could stow large or small quantities of wool. Then, when the taxmen come around, there's no evidence to say that it was a bad yield. I mean, all you have to do is delay shearing the sheep till right before the people show up, and then you don't have any wool to give them. It's not really something they knew to check for. And that worked for them for a while, but once the first and second wave of the Queen's army came stomping through, things changed. But everyone was wondering if there were any secrets hidden away in the Croyburn's wool drop, because just about everyone had them. But Ganymede was a clever old guy, and we figured that if he did have a wool drop, it would probably be extravagant.
Yeah, that's a good word.
It almost makes me wonder if there's any other secrets hiding in these tunnels.
You say that it wound around up to a gate and then exited out off in that direction, off on one of the hills, right?
Yeah, just outside the town.
Yeah. Ganymede was one for security. He wanted to keep his family safe. Guess hiding an entrance between two boulders that you can't see directly unless you know it's there was a pretty clever play. I just don't know how anybody in the town didn't know about it. It's almost impressive.
He was a really smart guy.
August is like raises an eyebrow, like, I'm sorry, how old did you say you were?
Okay, how do numbers work down here again?
She's just an admirer.
Oh, the way you're talking, it sounded like you knew Ganymede yourself.
I'm just a history buff. Am I right?
Yes. I love to buff about history. It's so good.
August sort of chuckles to himself and says, well, I probably gotta be getting on. The days are getting shorter, so the amount of time that I can actually get paid also decreases sometimes. When it gets cold and dark early, they tend to bring the sheep in early, so I should probably get to my duties. But good luck to the three of you, and yeah, if maybe after your work for today, you come find me at the Groggy Bee. That's probably where I'll end up, more than likely. So enjoy your day, and good luck to you. And August heads off in the direction of the northern fields, off towards the top of the map here.
We may very well take you up on that. Always nice seeing you.
Likewise. And yeah, he heads off to go to work. So now you all have the free run of the town. You saw that there's still a contingent of people off in the sort of the graveyard burial mound area with the peacekeeper. So he's sort of predisposed at the moment. But yeah, you have the free run of the town, so you can go wherever you want.
Oh, what are we doing today?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's something crazy with our track record. Or it's gonna be crazy. Something will happen to make it crazy.
Probably. We time traveled, you guys. It was weird.
I am prepared for anything at this point.
Yeah.
What is open to explore?
I'd still like to investigate the church. I think we discussed
Oh
that.
yeah. Talking to
Ooh,
the...
that could be good.
Oh yeah, wasn't there someone there we needed to talk to about what we experienced or something? Or am I making that up?
I'm not sure what the priestess knows, but I suppose we'll find out after a bit of questioning.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys headed to the Church of Joaquin then?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. We'll go ahead and just take you guys over there. I don't have a map slide for this one, so we'll just do this theater of the mind. You guys approach the Church of Joaquin, and you guys would know some basic facts about Joaquin in general. The basic rundown is that Joaquin is like a goddess of merchants and trade, basically. And that gold is like a significant color and just motif for the worship of this deity. But for the most part, as far as deities go, Joaquin is pretty like hands-off. They're not necessarily like bellicose. They're not known for much other than just sort of tracking just fortune of cities and towns, and when times are good, people assume that Joaquin is happy, and when things are bad, if you're a servant of Joaquin, you can probably assume that Joaquin is not very happy. But again, the church itself, it looks to be largely burnt out. You guys saw this when you first entered the town. Instead of just being run down like the manor was, this looks like it suffered some sort of an attack, and it just hasn't been fixed back up yet. Nature has sort of subsumed parts of the building. Like I said, there's like a little mini tree growing like along the side and up the top of the building. But yeah, you go up to the door, and it's not locked. It's a large wooden door. It opens immediately, and the door creaks. And standing the building itself, you sort of open it up, and you're immediately looking into like a longer, large, high-ceilinged roof with a lot of benches facing forward. And up in the front of the building, there's sort of two doors off to the left and right of where you might call like the altar up front. And as the door creaks open, you hear footsteps approaching, and you see an older-looking elven woman appear out from the side, and she turns the corner. How do you guys enter? Like, what order do you guys enter?
I'd probably let Zana go first.
Yeah.
Marko's very grateful to have someone familiar with the heavens.
Good idea. Yeah.
Okay. So
She's probably excited. Let's go.
Yeah.
so
My
Zana
special
walks in.
interest.
What about Evren and Marko? What's the order here? Just curious.
I mean, Evren can. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, you'd probably be right behind Zana. Would be
Okay,
the one
I can take
who
the
just
back.
make sure
That's fine.
goes first.
Probably can't see anything, but it's okay.
You guys walk in that order, and this lady who's dressed in sort of like gold and yellow attire, like long flowy robes. She's pretty tall, but like I said, looks a little bit older. Looks a little tired. But when you open the door, her steps hurry to meet the three of you, almost as though she was ready for somebody to walk in. But she sees you at first, Zana, and she says, "Welcome, child, to the Church of Joaquin." And then she sees Marko, and she lets out a shriek.
Hey,
And she dives under a nearby bench and says, please, just take whatever you want, but just quick, please leave.
oh no! You have the wrong idea. I'm here on an investigation.
Oh
Nothing more.
no.
What are we scared of, lady?
Happens all the time.
She almost comically like pulls like her head up over the pew and just points with her long, slender finger at Marko and says, You're not here to take anything else from this place?
Do you really think if he was gonna do that, he would just walk through the door the way he did? He wouldn't just. I think he would.
That's what the rest of the Goliaths did 25 years ago.
Well, I'm not like most Goliaths, and I'll gently set my battle axe down.
I like it.
Yeah, Marko couldn't harm a fly. It's fine.
Oh, I could really hack a head off if I wanted to, but
Marko,
That is not
that is not
I'm
helping.
not that
helping.
kind of guy.
That's not what you say to someone who's scared of you.
Well, that would,
Everyone's capable of violence, but he does not want to.
God.
she's right. I'm righteous.
This lady, Treese, who the peacekeeper told you, she gets like a quizzical look on her face and says, "So, you're here to worship Joaquin? You're not here to steal anything. That's wonderful. I'm sorry. The last time I saw a Goliath was probably the worst day of my life. They were just sort of burning things and taking things out of the church."
I'm so sorry. I wish it didn't have to be like that.
Yes, well, so do I. I apologize. It was very difficult. After the Shepherd's War, raiding parties of Goliaths started coming down from the mountains and stealing anything that wasn't already destroyed after the war, and, well, to be frank, they weren't able to make many raiding parties because one or two in, there really wasn't anything left to steal. Matter of fact, the only thing that they weren't able to steal is the altar you see behind you. I was very clever and disguised it quickly before they were able to do anything. And she turns around. Behind Treese is a stone statue of a woman holding a bag of money, of coin in one hand, and sort of a scale, like a balancing scale in the other. And as Treese turns around confidently to show you the statue, the altar, she makes a quick gasp and just goes, and she falls to the floor and looks up and she says, "Where are her eyes?" And the three of you notice, without having to roll for it, that there's just empty sockets where the statue's eyes should be.
Oh my god.
That's unsettling.
What? You didn't notice that this morning? Yesterday?
I just walked in this morning. You're the first people to show up here to be in the church in I don't know how many months. Oh, this is terrible. Where are her eyes?
We can find it, miss. It's all right.
I'll just
So
have a look around. Maybe they fell.
looking at the statue, basically, like, it's a stone statue, but there's a lot of like gold, like, artistry done. So like the fingernails are gold, the bag of money is gold, the scale is gold. There's various parts of the statue that have gold inlet into it. And Treese just says, "Oh, those golden eyes were so difficult to sculpt and mold. They're irreplaceable."
Oh no.
Is there any way Joaquin could answer a call?
You say that.
I don't mean any disrespect. I'm not sure how this works, but
Go
it's so
ahead,
easy.
Marko, make a charisma roll.
okay. Uh, 10.
Okay, with a 10, she turns to you and says, "Well, that's not exactly how it works, but you have the right idea. Oh, this is terrible. This is awful." And she walks to the back and like throws a small blanket over the face of the statue and says, "I'm sorry. What was it that you came here for in the first place?"
We wanted to talk to you about some things we experienced, and she'll kind of like, I imagine she'll like peek out from behind Marko. She's in the back. Hasn't said much, but yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. What, you have something strange that happened to you?
Well, yeah, the three of us, and don't worry about it. tiny behind these two, so it's cool.
What exactly happened to you?
She'll just look at the other two, like, help me explain this.
Ah, yes. We have lived the same day twice, and we were wondering if you knew anything about that.
At that,
Pretty good
she
description.
she confidently says, "I see. So, premonition. You had a premonition?"
It seemed pretty real.
Maybe,
But maybe?
I thought it was time travel.
I mean, it felt like we woke up like any normal day, right? And we went and saw the Peacekeeper. We got our assignment from him. We went and investigated the manor. And then when we were done, we woke up in the Groggy Bee in our rooms like it never happened. But we know it happened because I was able to tell the Peacekeeper where his key was because I saw him before. And it's hard to explain, but...
I'm not sure what your relationship with spirits are either, but we got a little familiar with the Croyburns from generations ago.
At that, she sort of steps forward confidently and says, "All right, so it sounds like we have a dream that needs interpreting. Does that seem reasonable?"
Yes.
It could be an explanation. Sure.
All right, well, give me just a moment. And she starts to sort of massage her temples and like walk back and forth in front of the altar. But every couple steps, she keeps like almost involuntarily looking over at the statue and then like trying to focus. And then she sits down in the front, like basically the front bench, and is just holding her head. And then she sort of lets out this almost whimper of just like, "Oh, I can't think clearly with her like that. How am I supposed to interpret the dream unless Joaquin can see what's going on?"
Well,
I mean, we can look around, see if we can figure out what happened. If that's okay with you.
She stands up immediately and says, "Would you please? I have to get out of this room. I can't be in here with the statue like that. I need to go for a walk. If you're willing to try and locate Joaquin's eyes for me and you can return them, I'm sure I'll be able to give you a much clearer answer and interpretation to your dream. Oh my, this has never happened before." And she like nervously like walks past the three of you and just walks out the door, and she just says, "You have the run of the place, just good luck." And then she leaves.
Right.
Oh,
Favor for a
boy.
favor.
Okay.
I've never been put in charge of a place before.
Well, I'm sure you'll thrive in a place like this.
Oh, it's actually so cool, you guys.
Have you
Possibly
been to
the
a
one
church, Zana?
possibly the one thing that is undamaged
Mhm.
in this room now because of the statue. Behind the statue is a beautiful stained glass window with a depiction of Joaquin in sort of these beautiful spiral, almost fractal patterns of gold and sort of these beautiful flowering forms and just various objects significant to Joaquin that have to do with merchants and trade. And it's just the light from the sun is just shining through, and it's just putting an orange cast over everything.
Oh, that's so... Whoa! She's gonna like lean over to the other, like, I know she's gone, but I'll whisper anyway. Do you think that the priestess lady knows that's not the real Joaquin? As she points at the statue.
Honestly, I don't know.
Like, Joaquin could definitely see before that statue, right?
I would
Don't
hope
know
so.
what to tell you.
I don't know anything.
This
about
isn't exactly my
that.
forte.
Yeah, me
Frankly,
neither.
I thought it'd be yours.
Well, yeah, but I'm wondering if she knows. The way you do things down here is so weird.
Forgive me if this is offensive, but do you know Joaquin? You know where you're from?
Well, yeah and no. Like, I don't know Joaquin, but like, you don't know the king, but you know who the king is and what he does.
I see.
Like, gods are kind of famous in heaven.
I imagine so.
Hopefully, you can take us to come visit someday. Anyway,
Everyone
I
gets to
don't know
go
where to start.
someday.
I'm gonna go look for these eyes. You two do what you want, and she's gonna walk over and start investigating, I guess.
Yeah, for
I've been
sure.
the only
You
one
can
on task.
roll the first investigation roll if you would like.
Sure. Let's see how this goes. Okay, not bad. 18.
Ooh,
Yeah.
spicy.
Spicy.
With an 18, so you're examining the statue, and
area around
you obviously,
it, too.
yeah, you saw what's now covering over the face of the statue is just sort of some cloth draped over. So you weren't really interested in that. But as you examine the statue, you look down, and between two of the statue's fingers, the sides that's holding onto the scales, you see that there is some fabric caught in between some of her fingers. It is red and white, in sort of like a stripe pattern, like large stripes, red and white fabric.
Okay, that's weird. Hey guys, I think I found something.
What?
What do you got?
And then she'll just describe what she just found. That seems a little odd, right?
Oh.
I don't
It's
know
not
if I should
supposed to
touch
be
it.
there?
I don't know.
If you're scared to touch it, I'll touch it.
I mean, I'm not scared. Can she even reach it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like some steps that go up to it and
Okay,
everything.
she'll go up and then, like, gently take it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. See if there's anything there.
Yeah. Do either of the other characters, would either of you like to roll investigation?
Yeah.
I could try.
We love a good try.
15.
Okay.
12.
Okay. I will say, like, with a 15 and a 12, you guys sort of fan out. You're walking around this main area, this hall, and Marko, you, like, go off to the left into that area that Treese walked from, and Zana, you take the right, and you guys are sort of just fanning out, checking these tiny little side rooms. Off to the right, there's, like, a tiny little stairwell, like, really tiny, that just goes up not too far, and there's, like, a small rope that dangles down from where you presume the remains of the bell tower is. But neither of you find anything off to the left or right. But it's you, Zana, with your 15. As you're walking around near the bell tower, like near the bottom of the bell tower, you're sort of looking at this rope, and you're sort of following it with your eyes from as high as it goes, looking back down to your feet. And it's when you look down at your feet, you see that there's a small scrap of paper that's sort of wind blown. There's some leaves covering it.
Okay, I'm gonna pick that shit up
Okay.
and try to see if there's anything written on it.
Yes, you pick it up and you sort of dust it off of the leaves and such, and it is a brochure for the Karnak Carnival.
Oh, take it back to the other two and be like, this does not look like it should be in here, but it's kind of cool. It's a little brochure for the carnival.
What were they doing here?
I don't know.
Are carnies typically religious?
No, but
I don't know. I've been here for 3 weeks.
You're killing me.
I can't help but feel like the cosmic entity is laughing at my
No.
questions.
That was. It's just that sentence. I want that engraved somewhere.
What was it again?
Particularly religious.
I have a quotes channel. I'll put it in.
Oh my gosh, that was so random. I loved that. Sorry.
Everyone has the capacity, I guess. You don't think anyone from the carnival, like, came and stole the eyes, do you?
Look, after that, I'm in a church. I should not say bad words. After that guy came and was interrupting us in our conversation with the peacekeeper, I wouldn't put it past him. Just saying.
That's terrible.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
I guess there's only one way to find out for sure. Seems like as good of a lead as any.
We go to the carnival.
Okay. All right. So your players know from last episode, or from the conversations, that the carnival itself is not actually open, but you know that it's under construction. You passed it on your way into town. You know exactly where it is. It's off to the south. You even got a nice view of it off in the distance when you walked out of the secret entrance at the end of last episode, where you saw the peacekeeper walking back into town from that direction after settling some accounting error about them having the land to have the carnival on. So you guys know exactly where it is. So armed with the piece of material and the parchment, I will go ahead and transition you guys over to the Karnak Carnival as it is currently under construction. So I have you guys up to the top. Oh, one thing I do need to quickly change real quick. I need to get rid of Ignatius there, but I did make an actual thing for Ignatius. So if and when, and I think if you toggle over to the journal, you should be able to pull Ignatius onto the battlefield and control them.
Yeah, I see them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Cool.
so yeah, you should be, if and when you summon them, you should be able to control them. Just letting you know. And then I updated it with the picture you sent. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys arrive at the Karnak Carnival under construction. The first thing that you notice is the large pole that is like basically just standing by itself in the middle of a bunch of materials of supplies. It looks like they haven't constructed the big top yet. Looks like that might be the last thing that they're doing. But based on all of the material you're seeing scattered around, there's like some scaffolding, there's logs, there's tarps, there's tents, there's all sorts of stuff. And sort of dotted around where this main construction site is, there's a smattering of smaller tents that you can presume are owned by the performers. As you guys are walking down, you guys can feel free to move your characters around however you'd like. Tents straight across from you, which is the one right down at the south of the map. But yeah, you guys can go wherever you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
I'd probably just want to go check up on the tents belonging to the actual people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we can figure out where those
We
are.
are investigating. There's no time for fun.
Yeah, Marko probably wouldn't be like, we're here. He'd probably be like, we're here on business. We're not going to admire the attraction.
Oh my god, corn dog stand.
Yeah, got a job to do. We're going to talk to the people.
Yeah, that's good. So as you're walking around, you see that most people are like busy. They're preoccupied setting things up. Like a lot of people aren't even paying attention to your presence. Like the carnies are just like busy at work. So like nobody's really like going up to engage with you really at all. People are just sort of milling about, working on stuff, gathering materials, moving them from place to place, getting stuff ready to construct the big top. Yeah, you guys can pretty much move anywhere you'd like.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Alright.
move over here.
Okay. Marko, you arrive at this first tent, and the flap is closed, and you don't hear any voices inside.
I'm gonna join them. Anyone home, or is it empty?
You wait a beat, and you don't hear anything.
Okay. Okay, on to the next one.
Hello?
One inside.
Still nothing. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Maybe I could just take a peek.
Oh,
God. Marko, I don't think there's anyone in there.
Well, that's good if there's no one in there. We're looking for these eyes, remember?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I
You
sure
can
hope there's
absolutely
no
take a
one.
peek if you want.
All right. Hopefully this is not occupied. He sticks his head through.
Okay. So you look in and you see like a cot. No one's in it. You see like a trunk at the foot of the cot, and you just see various like supplies. But the thing that catches your eye immediately is all of the like weightlifting equipment that's in there. There's just so many like barbells and dumbbells and like large stones, and there's even like a pile of chalk on like the top of a barrel. But yeah, there's nobody in there.
Yeah, I think I found the strong man's tent.
There are just tents for the strong people.
I assume it's an act they have. I don't see anything resembling eyes though.
Okay. Maybe in the next one?
Worth a shot.
So as you step back, like you sort of peek your head back out of the tent, you hear a voice like way off in the distance, like way off in the direction of like the south, basically, from where you are. And you just hear this voice way off in the distance call out, "Can I help you?" And you can see at a distance that it is our little dwarf ringmaster.
Oh no.
Oh God, it's not him.
Oh, I guess. Just looking for something.
He keeps walking towards you. And he like nods at Evren and Zana, but then looks up at you, Marko, and says, "What can I do for you today, my large and friendly friend?"
Just trying to find a bit of gold doodads. I have reason to believe they might be around here somewhere. Do you know if anyone has visited the church lately?
You have misplaced something? I do not understand. Why do you look for gold here?
We're just here on behalf of the priestess.
The priestess. I do not think I know this priestess. Again, why do you look for gold here?
Well, I don't know if it's my place to say, good sir, but it is important, trust me.
Okay, well, I see that you are looking inside our strongman's, former strongman's tent.
Former? What
What
happened?
happened to him?
Yes, Bolston. He is full orc. He quit. He left the Karnak Carnival probably only a day after we arrived here. He got some letter that your postman from town delivered to him some sort of familial problem, so he had to leave quickly.
Oh no.
Oh, darn. Always wanted to see how strong a full orc is.
After you say that, he does that thing that he did before to you, where he like reaches up and just sort of like taps the side of your bicep and just says, "Again, remind me to talk to you. We'll have conversation later. But for now, please, be my guests. Come to my tent. We can discuss this somewhere more privately. Perhaps there is some way I can help the three of you."
Ooh, that would be very nice.
We'll take any help we can get.
Zana, when you talk to him, he like swivels his head around after hearing you talk and just goes, and he like bends forward, and like unless you like whip your hand away, he just very gently grabs hold of your hand and like bends it towards his mouth and kisses the back of your hand and just says, "Enchanted."
Hello, yes, same thing.
Please come this way. We will talk. And he starts heading off towards the large tent down here.
While we're walking, can Evren lean over to Zana and whisper like, "If you want me to kick his ass for you, just tell me and I will do it without hesitation."
I think he thinks I'm like a princess or something.
I'm just saying, if he makes you uncomfortable, just tell me and I will handle it.
You
That's
see, Evren, seems like a gentleman.
She gives you that exact look I just did.
I'm
like,
just not used to it.
You guys make your way down towards his tent, and you sort of, after this dwarf is walking with you, now more people are paying attention to you, just because now people are like, "Who's with the ringmaster? Look at this weird assortment of people. What's going on?" Particularly, there is there's one character. There is a there's a dragonborn, like a purple dragonborn, with a very severe look, and she has her arms crossed, and as the three of you walk past with the ringmaster, she at first puts her hand out in front of the tent before the three of you walk in, looks down over at the ringleader, and she just says, "Are you already looking to hire more people?" And the dwarf looks up at her and says, "Lila, please, it is fine. They have some questions for me and I'm trying to oblige. Oh, sorry, the three of you. This is Lila. She is our fire breather."
Oh,
And-
that's so cool.
Lila shrugs and says, "Yes, it is. Well, Rishka, if they become a problem, you just call. You know where I am. I will come and I will help you get rid of them if they are a problem." And Rishka just says, "Much appreciated, Lila, but I do not think this will be necessary. They are here on simple matter. Probably will be cleared up very shortly, and then we can get on with construction of Big Top Tent. Why don't you go and check and make sure all of the things are progressing properly, please?" And Lila just nods, and she just waves to the three of you. She walks away and says, "Good day," and walks off towards the Big Top Tent.
Nice meeting you. There should be no trouble.
"I'm betting on it. There better not be," is what she says.
I like your purple. It's very pretty.
She turns around. "Thank you. Much appreciated. I like your strange lighting around you. It's very cool."
All right, thank you.
Rishka takes his arm and he opens up the flap to his tent and says, please, come in. And then walks in. He doesn't have a desk, but he does have some like ground pads, some like pillows and stuff, and he just sort of sits cross-legged on the floor and gestures for the three of you to do the same. There's other little cushions for you to sit on, and says, "All right, so please tell me how we are graced with your presence today. Please do explain to me what is going on, and perhaps I can help you in some way."
So we went to the Church of Walking just for our own reasons. And the priestess there was kind of freaking out because their statue was missing like some gold on it. And it was like a big problem for her. And she even left and was like, "Can you help find this?" And then we found this poster for like the carnival in there, and no one else but us was in there. So I wanted to come and ask and see if you know something about it and if you could help us.
You have evidence of this?
Well, yeah, and I hold up the poster.
He quickly like snatches it and looks down at it, almost in disbelief. And he looks back up at you, Zana, and says, "You found this in the Church of Joaquin."
Yes, like in the bell tower part.
Well, surely that this is very strange.
Yes.
This brochure, it is not for the carnival happening in Montrese. It is from carnival that happened a month ago.
Oh, no.
He stands up, walks to the front of the tent, and like takes his arm, spreads open the tent, and just looks around left to right suspiciously, closes the flap of the tent, walks back over to you three, and says, he sits back down, still holding the brochure, and says, "You say that there were something taken, something missing from the church?"
Yes, part of their statue of Joaquin.
That is most unpleasant to hear. But surely it is possible that someone who went to the carnival perhaps months ago was the vandal. Maybe they followed us. I don't know. This is certainly strange. What else led you to come here with this brochure?
Fucking damn, how do I follow that up?
Beyond the reasons we already mentioned, that's pretty much it. Unless you have any suspicions you'd like to share, fact or no, anything would help.
We wanted to come and clear things up with you and see if you knew anything about that. Or, yeah.
Just to get any possibilities off of the list of who to check out, all that. You know how it is.
The three of you have not already spoken with the peacekeeper, I assume?
No, he's been busy. So we've
He's
kind of
had a long day.
Yeah.
A bit indisposed.
Okay, at this point, he gets down on his knees and folds his hands together and just says, "I am begging you, do not tell him about this. I will help you in whatever manner I can to try and catch the thieves, but please, you must promise me you will not tell him about this theft."
We were sworn to tell him everything, report everything at the end of each day.
You don't understand. It would only be a problem if lost property is not returned. I will help you find it, but you cannot tell the peacekeeper that the theft happened at all. Please, I am begging you.
You
do
shouldn't
not
have
understand.
anything to be afraid of if you have nothing to hide. And he raises an eyebrow.
I will personally see to it that all of the performers who were practicing late last night, you can question them. I will make it happen, but you have to promise me. You do not understand. Our life on the road is very hard. We have very little in life. These people, they are my family. One of the few things, the most valuable thing that we have is our reputation. people hear that we are coming to town, they are excited, they are overjoyed, because we bring happiness and joy. If people suspect that we are thieves, it will ruin our reputation, the most valuable thing we have. People will suspect us. They will not go to our carnivals anymore if they fear that someone will pick out of their pockets. You have to keep this quiet for now, please.
I mean, I don't know if it would be the worst thing if we kind of just was quiet a little bit until more results were around.
That is all I ask. Is just please do not go and tell the peacekeeper right away. Just give me a moment to try and help solve the problem.
Look, I can't promise to lie on your behalf, but what I can promise is to prove your innocence. Last thing we want is to tarnish this reputation of yours.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Good.
All right, I will go fetch the performers who are out practicing. You can question them here in my tent. I will go get them. They will be waiting outside the tent. You can ask them as many questions. If none of them did it, which I can assure you that none of my performers did such a thing, perhaps they saw something. Who knows? We don't usually go into the towns that we perform near just because we have everything we need here and we don't want any of the performers getting injured, getting drunk. It becomes a big problem. So we don't normally go into town, but perhaps if one of the performers saw something, they might be able to help you.
My thoughts exactly.
All right, please do stay here. Help yourself to some refreshments. I will be right back. Let's see who was
Most
practicing
gracious.
last night. Who would you like to talk to first? There is the fire breather, Lila. You met her. There was the high wire act. It's the Fair Glen siblings. There is Gammon White, magician. He was out late last night. But those should be the only three. Everyone else went to bed. I know this because I check the tents every night before I go to bed to make sure everyone is accounted for.
Why the scoff and the sigh at the mention of Gammon? Any personal feelings there?
Gammon is very good magician. He is sometimes horrible person. He is complicated. He is very good at what he does. However, someone who deals in lies and misdirection can sometimes be frustrating to have normal conversation with.
That makes sense.
Well, I suppose we could question a potential horrible person first.
I think that's a good idea.
You wish for me to fetch Gammon for you?
Please.
If that's not too much to ask.
Well, at this time of day, he's probably napping, so he will probably not be in good mood, but I will wake him and I will bring him here immediately. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then he leaves the tent.
After he leaves, she's gonna think for maybe like, so I've never seen a magician, but magicians can make things disappear, right? Supposedly.
Aren't
Yeah.
you? I thought you were a magician.
Well, not the
Well,
carnival
not
type.
like a professional.
More like nature magic is more my thing. He does probably something different, I would guess. But from what I've heard,
I swear I'm not trying to sound ignorant or anything, but what's the difference exactly?
I mean, there's arcane magic, which you study out of books, you learn from teachers, that kind of thing. And then there's nature magic, where it's more natural. It's weird because it's more druidic magic, more as you call on, like, this is gonna sound so dumb now that I'm saying it out loud. You basically the power of nature to, I don't know how to describe it. I'm very bad at it, but there is a difference. Nature magic, you have to spend years studying under like a master, whereas with like arcane magic, you can probably study. You could learn from a teacher, but you could also study yourself if you really wanted to, from like books or something.
Mm-hmm. Then
It's
It's
So
at this
the
point that
vibe you get from
you
God.
Sorry.
you start hearing footsteps approaching, and the front of the tent flies open, and Rishka walks in and then holds the flap open and ushers in. The sight initially startles you at first because the three of you have never seen this before, but an albino tiefling walks in.
Oh.
An albino tiefling with dark eyes walks in, wearing sort of a snappy tunic, and walks in, arms behind the back, sort of strolling in casually, and looks down at Rishka and just says, "So, these are the 3 intrepid investigators you mentioned that are going to question me about last night?" And Rishka says, "Do not play games with me, Gammon. This is very serious. Our entire carnival's reputation hangs in balance. Please just answer their questions and then do us all a favor and shut up and get back to practicing, all right? Carnival is coming up in a few days. We do not have time for something like this. Just answer their questions and then leave, all right? That is all I'm asking of you. I'm sorry I interrupted your nap." And then he leaves. And you are standing in front of the magician, Gammon White.
A pleasure, sir. I can't wait to see your act here in the next few days. But we just have a few questions first.
All right, hit me. What do you got?
Well,
One. Oh, you can do it, Marko.
I was just gonna ask, you a religious man?
Gammon just looks in the direction of Rishka. Rishka's not even in the tent anymore. He just looks in the direction that Rishka walked. Looks back at you, Marko, and says, "That's a new one. Don't think I've heard that one before. Can't say as I am, considering the only magical or divine stuff I'm interested in is the stuff that I can do myself."
So you wouldn't have any business around the church of Joaquin? It doesn't involve your act somehow, does it?
No, not really. Joaquin's like a money god, right?
Essentially, if it's like the easy way to say it.
Yeah, well, I don't really care all that much about money. My family is rich, and I gave all that up for a life on the road, fooling rubes, so...
Oh, lucky you. Do you know
Yeah.
anyone else who might take an interest?
What, in the church?
Yeah.
All right.
Not really. Everyone here is pretty chill with their deities, I suppose. They bring all their own amulets and religious items with them from home. Lots of these folks came from overseas, so I don't know.
Well, even if no one worships Joaquin, is there anyone that might have a problem with Joaquin?
I gotta be honest, when I got woken up out of a dead sleep, these were not the questions I was prepared for. I don't think anyone has a grudge against Joaquin. Probably wouldn't be a good idea to tick her off, I guess, if you work in the entertainment business.
Right.
Did you happen to notice last night, or lately really, if anyone was doing anything like out of character or suspicious at nighttime?
Well, let's see. Last night, Lila was practicing to see how far she could fire spit. She's trying to get even further. She wants to make the world's largest flame spout or something like that. She's trying to make it so that way you could see it for miles away. I think she could probably do it, so that's what she was practicing last night. So I didn't get a lot of sleep. That's kind of why I was napping today. Let's see. The twins were practicing their high wire act last night. They're doing a pretty good job, I guess. They're some of the newest performers that were brought on. I mean, besides the fact that they're like intolerable to be around because they don't shut up, they're fine. They're good kids. Real tight, like that, you know. I mean, all the performers have been pretty normal since we got to this middle of nowhere place.
Okay.
Was any of them practicing around the church or near the church? Maybe they saw anything weird?
We're just in town.
Or just in town in general?
The performers don't go into town. That never happens. We're not supposed to.
Why?
Well, just because some people don't like carnies, and Rishka doesn't want to risk any of the performers getting hurt or get caught up with the law or something. I don't know.
That's noble.
Yeah, well, it kind of stings the fact that he only came up with that rule after he brought me on. That kind of sucked. Oh well. I guess he thought I might do something dumb.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask why he would have done that, but I mean,
You don't seem at all that bad to me. You actually seem quite pleasant.
No, well, thanks. I do like making Rishka's life hell every once in a while. It gives me life.
yeah. Well, I can't blame you there.
We all have our hobbies.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Yeah, last night was totally normal. Like nothing happened, like at all. Everything was super relaxed. Everyone practicing their act, getting ready for the carnival open up. There were those 3 strangers. Outside of that, yeah, nothing weird.
What strangers?
You cannot just say that. Elaborate, please.
What? Oh, yeah, last night the performers were all practicing. And, let's see. It was right when Lila was doing her flame spout thing. She got it real high, and I was able to see way far out. And towards the path that leads into town, there were like just 3 people walking. Couldn't really tell anything about them. The one closest to us, though, looked like they were like sort of hobbling, I suppose, like sort of like a limp or something. But that's that's it. But yeah, they weren't performers. That's one thing for sure.
What makes you say that?
Because everyone was accounted for by that point. All the other performers were asleep or practicing. Rishka even checked their tents to make sure everybody was in for the night, like he does every night.
Rishka's the one that checks?
Oh yeah, Rishka checks. Lila checks every once in a while. It's just, look out for each other, make sure everybody's safe. I checked on Strong Guy last night, forgetting that he, left. I sort of panicked at first. He did his very own disappearing act, I suppose. But yeah, 3 folks walking off towards town. For all I know, they were vagrants or... Well, let's see. I mean, Rishka does hire like some randos every once in a while to help set things up. I don't know if they're all here because he doesn't usually check up on them because they're not carny folk. He doesn't really watch them that hard. They're just there for the money.
Is that a fact or is that just your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, especially since we lost Strongman, we need a little bit extra help getting the big top tent set up. So after the last show, he picked up some extra hands. Of course, that was before Strong Guy left. And then turns out we really did need their help. But yeah, I mean, they're probably helping put up the big top now if if the hired hands are up and about for the day, which they should be by now, Lord knows, except for me, I would love to be back asleep right now.
Well, I'm out of questions. I'd be more than happy to let you go if my two friends here are okay with that.
I
Yeah, you
don't
can
have
go
anything.
sleep, dude.
Sorry to wake you up from your beauty sleep, but promise it was important.
It's all right, to be honest. I don't really need beauty sleep. I'm good. Thanks, though.
Yeah, no problem. Don't work too hard.
Like I said, looking forward to the act.
Me too.
Honestly, me three, because I don't know what I'm going to do for the act yet. Rishka's real mad about that, but, you know, I don't like to over-plan my act. I sort of like to, you know, just catch a wave and see where it takes me, you know?
So, do you plan anything at all, or are you just in the moment, kind of like whatever you're feeling?
Rishka hires me to have a plan.
Yeah.
I just sort of have fun.
Hey, you know, as long as the audience is entertained, right?
Well, they should be. I mean, these poor folks probably haven't laughed in like a year since we were here last, so.
That's sad.
Yes, they are. I'm going to go nap. Good luck finding those 3 vagrants. Yeah. Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks.
And Gammon leaves the tent. And Rishka pops his head back in and just says, "Did he tell you anything useful?"
Well, I mean, he said that everyone was basically, it was a normal night for them, but that he saw 3 strangers roaming around. One of them was like hobbling, right? If I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbling.
Yeah, and
He said strangers?
Mm-hmm.
He said they
perhaps
weren't
Lila
performers.
could have seen it.
That dunderhead, he does not remember anything. Oh, strangers. Oh, if only Gammon could remember simple facts, that would be wonderful. And as he's saying this, Lila pops her head into the tent and says, "Rishka, we have problem." Rishka says, "What now?" She says, "One of the tents has gone missing." And Rishka says, "Not a stripy one." And she says, "Yes, a stripy one." And Rishka says, "I hate it when my stripy tents go missing." And then he ducks his head back out and starts like running off with Lila, off in the direction of like the first tent that you guys investigated up here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just see that there's like supplies scattered around. You guys like follow them back out. And Rishka's just like circling like a patch of grass that's like flattened down. And it's just like, "Okay, this is no longer funny. Who stole Stripey Tent? This is not a joke. We need that. Where is it?" And he's looking around at some of the workers, and they're all like shrugging, like some just random people are just like, "We didn't move it, all right? We haven't even gotten to set up those tents yet." Oh, great, wonderful. First, we are being accused of thieving. Now, tent goes missing. What else could possibly happen?
So, I have a player to GM question, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, Evren found something in the statue's hand, right? What did that look like again?
It was like material or like fabric that was like red and white
Okay.
in a stripe pattern.
Would it match this missing tent?
You could ask.
Okay, I didn't say it, but she probably would have taken it with her and be like, once hearing all this, she'd be like, hey, quick question. And she'll pull out the piece of whatever it is out, be like, this wouldn't happen to be part of your tent, would it?
Rishka snaps his head over to you, grabs it, holds it up, and is like, "Why do you have piece of stripy tent?"
That was in the church, in the statue's hand. I found it there.
Hold on. You found piece of stripy tent also in church?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, but then, yeah, yeah, I know.
Wonderful. This very not great. And why isn't Big Top Tent set up yet? I don't understand what is taking you three so long. You look over there, there's just like 3 workers who are just like, it's not our fault, all right? The Viziers haven't woken up for the day yet.
Hmm.
What do I even pay them for? Anyways, you hire people to help set up tents, and then what? They sleep. Why is everyone asleep? Gammon sleeps. Viziers are all asleep. Why is everyone so tired? Carnival life is hard. You sleep when you can. You get as much sleep as possible. I do not understand why it is so difficult for people to wake up on time to help set up tent. That is literally why I hired them.
Hmm. Mhm.
Perhaps they didn't get enough sleep last night.
Perhaps. I need to go try and find a replacement tent. Would the 3 of you please? And then he gestures over to these 3 small green tents over here. And he's just like, would you 3 please give Viziers a wake-up call while I find a tent? They need to set it up. I am so sick and tired of this. They should have been up hours ago. And then he stomps off to go talk with some of the people setting up the big top.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How about we let this Vizier know, and then, you know what? I'll help him out personally if I have to.
Yeah, yeah.
We're probably good at building.
Okay, so you guys walk over to the first green tent up here, and you open up the flap to it, or you call out first, however you want to do it. But no matter what, you open up the flap, there's nothing in there. There's like footprints, the grass is all matted down, but there's nothing in there.
Oh, this is issue.
And Zana, you run over to the next tent, same deal. You open up the flap, there's nothing but like stamped down grass. And Evren, you pick the third one, same deal. Open up the flap, nothing in there.
This is a problem. We should go say that they're missing.
So 3 workers are missing that are supposed to set up the tents.
3.
Yeah.
We need to go talk to the. We need to go talk to
Strange guys
Rishko.
at nighttime. 3 missing workers.
And whatever we're gonna say, we better say it fast.
No, yeah, I think this is not looking good for these people.
Let's go find the circus leader, man.
Rishka.
Rishka is sort of running around, like directing people with the big top, like waving his arms, like pull the rope harder. Come on, get the big top up.
Hey, Rishka.
Yes?
So we went to wake your people up, and there was nothing in there, in any of the tents. Like
What do you... Huh?
Like they're gone.
Are you telling me the Viziers have quit on me as well? Why is everyone quit? Everyone sleep, everyone quit. Great. So I guess Gammon's going to quit next, I suppose, because that is now pattern.
Maybe they didn't.
But there's
What do you mean?
3 of
Well, did they tell you they were going to quit?
No.
Anything that gave you an inkling of an idea that would be what they're planning?
No. I thought they were happy. I was paying them a reasonable wage.
Then maybe they were happy.
But why would they just be gone?
We'd be happy to look into this for you.
But yeah, I mean, we can look into it more. I just thought you should know. I don't mean to add more to your stress, but yeah.
Wait. Tell me again. What did Gammon tell you exactly?
See, that's my thought. There were 3
The-
strangers. One of them was
Yeah,
hobbling.
yeah, those
Did any of them hobble around? Any of those 3? Do you know?
I think Vernon. Vernon has limp.
Vernon.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's hard to know because he always travel with walking stick.
Right.
But I believe Vernon has limp, some old wound or something. you think that the Viziers are the ones who made off with Tent?
I mean,
And if Tent Peace was in church, Viziers also stole gold from church?
it's
Probably.
possible. I
It's
mean, it's
looking that
all.
way.
It's looking that way. Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
Well, this is not great, but in some case is great. Okay, if you stole something, you could not take roads. Too many horses on roads. They would find you quick. They would have to leave the trail. But this is something stupid to do because they will die of exposure. There is not another town for hundreds of miles. What was their plan? Where were they planning on going? I recommend you go back to church. Maybe they left something else. Maybe they were careless. Maybe you can track them from there. I have to stay here and help with construction. But if you think the Viziers are the ones who did it, and they are also the ones who stole my tent, they might also be the ones who stole from the church. All you have to do is find Viziers. There you go. Boom. Done. Easy.
The reasonable plan.
Well, good luck with that. I have to keep helping with Big Top Tent because now we are short-staffed. So, do me a favor, please, and try not to kill them or anything. That would also not be great.
Don't worry. We're not killers.
We'll be fine.
At this, Rishka heads back and starts working on the Big Top Tent again.
Oh, it's all connected. Of course it is. All right. Time to go back and do some more investigating, I guess.
Hooray!
Okay. If the group is in agreement, I'll throw you guys right back onto Montrace proper. So you guys head back to the church, and you guys are just going to sort of parade around the perimeter if the three of you want to all make investigation checks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, Marko, is your perception higher?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, that's
I have
fine.
a -1 in percept. Or no, sorry, I have a +2, but it's not great still.
All right.
Yeah, I got a 4.
You notice the clouds are very pretty.
I got a 6.
I got a natural 1.
What a nice day. It's a shame things are happening behind the scenes.
That's real bad.
Okay. The three of you are looking around, like directly around the outside of the building, and none of you can seem to find anything of evidence of any sort. But it's you, Evren. You're like crouched low to the ground, like looking for anything. You're so low to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you feel that someone is tripping over you, and Treese just falls to the ground.
Oh no.
And just goes, "Oh heavens of Joaquin!" And she just like falls over. Like you basically accidentally crouched down and she like backed up over you and flipped over.
Wow.
And she's just on her back and just says, "Ow!"
Oh my gosh, I'm so
What are-
sorry. I was
It's okay. It's okay. Have you figured anything out yet?
well, we're still looking into that. We think we might have a lead on some people. We're just trying to figure out where they might have gone. Is the thing.
You think you know who did it? Who did it?
Well,
She gets all mad. She's like, "Who's responsible?"
and look at the other two. Like, I don't
Nothing concrete yet, but you might have something. Just have to see.
All right. Well, do you have any idea? What did they look like, or were they? What were they doing here? Do you have anything?
Well, we have potentially 3 carnival assistants and 1 with a hobble.
After you say that, she gets this like wide-eyed look on her face. A hobble? You think someone with a hobble is one of the thieves?
Does that mean anything to you?
Well, last night I went up to the bell tower to take in the night air as I sometimes do, and I did see 3 people walking off into the fields west of Montrace. let's see, it would have been out past Philip Alachran's mill, out that direction. There were 3 people. I saw them, and one of them was limping.
That would have been very nice information to have at the start.
Well, that's
But I
fair.
appreciate it.
You didn't think that was weird?
3 transients? No. There are plenty of shepherds and farmers who go out walking late.
Okay, because, yeah, we those sound like our potential thieves. Like Marko said, nothing concrete yet, but...
Well, they're out that way. And she just points her hand out to the west. Why don't the 3 of you make another investigation check?
Oh, boy.
All right, well, this one goes better. That's way better. It's a 21.
Not much better. 7.
All right,
Okay.
15.
All right. Zana, you follow where she's pointing. And off in the distance, it's like there's like a field of grain that's like separating you from it. But there's just a super old barn with like the entire door just gone from it. With that roll from that distance, you can just barely, and I mean barely, make out some red and white coloration.
Oh, okay. That might be a very good place to start. I will relay that to the other 2 and be like, yeah, we should go there.
Okay. So you guys tromp off that direction, and Treese just says, "Good luck. Please be safe. Be careful. Anybody who would pop the eyes out of a deity are probably not very nice people, so just be careful."
Probably not.
So you head off in that direction, and I will go ahead. After you guys walk through the field, you arrive at an old abandoned barn, and you are met with 3 figures. So the 3 of you walk up to the barn, and there's like a tent set up inside the barn, and there's these 3 figures. 2 of them appear to be arguing. There's like a larger man holding a stick, like a walking stick, with an axe at his side, and a smaller lady in a black hat with a purple robe draped over her shoulders. And they're like arguing. They're like in each other's faces. And you're just picking up bits and pieces of the conversation. But you clearly do pick up one of the voices, the smaller lady, who's just like, even though she's much shorter than the larger guy with the staff, she is getting in his business, pointing in his face and saying, "I wasn't the one who took a bad tent right before a rainstorm. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had to spend this night inside of a barn. This whole thing was your fault. This whole thing, every bad aspect of this plan was all your fault, Vernon."
Well, that might settle it.
There's a figure in the back sitting like on a barrel, just like smoking a pipe, and says, "Don't go so hard on him. I mean, hey, we did get a little bit of swag. The tent thing was dumb. Yeah, we had to spend the night in a barn, even though we stole a tent. But to be fair, Vernon didn't know there was a giant hole in it." And the smaller lady just turns away. "It's no excuse. The whole thing's dumb. Every aspect of this plan was dumb. If I didn't know any better, Vernon, I'd say that you came up with it on the fly. Your only thought was go steal a thing, and you didn't think anything else past that." And the larger man with the staff is just like, "Listen, all right? The sum that little dwarf was paying us wasn't enough, all right? We needed a little contingency, all right? I figure we could line our pockets from that abandoned church. We're fine, all right? Nobody's going to even notice it's gone, all right? You saw the state of that building. Nobody's probably worshipped in there for who knows how many years, all right? Before anybody finds out that anything's gone, we're going to be miles away from here. We're going to be just fine. Just calm down." And right before the lady starts to say anything else, she spots the 3 of you and just sort of freezes. And Vernon turns to look and just sort of puts his hand like on the hilt of his axe that's on his side. And the third individual at the back hops off the barrel and like pulls an arrow out of the quiver and like strings it in the bow. Doesn't point it at your direction, but just has it like ready. And the lady looks up at the three of you and says, "Can we help you? You're kind of interrupting something here."
Miles away, huh? Good job. That's really reassuring.
And then she hits Vernon in the side. I was like, "They can see us from town, Vernon? You said we were far enough away." And Vernon just goes, "I thought we were far enough." And the other guy goes, Vernon, this is the dumbest thing you've ever done. They saw us from town, Vernon. You swore to us."
No.
Vernon's just like, "Okay, to be fair, all three of us were drunk last night, all right? I felt like we'd been walking long enough."
Look, we were just in the area. We happened to overhear this, and it just so happens to overlap with what we've been investigating, but this really doesn't sound like such a big deal.
And the large guy with the axe is like, "You're investigating us?"
Well,
Yes, but
Rem-
frankly, we're looking for something a little bit more substantial than tent theft.
It's at this point that Vernon very awkwardly just like puts his hands behind his back. What are you looking? I mean, you can take the tent. We don't need the tent. You can take the tent. I don't care about the tent.
Okay. Also, just want to throw, I lost track of time. I got the 5-minute mark now. So.
okay.
Yep.
Finish up.
And I'll just be like, I mean, if I were you, I would turn the tent back in. I wouldn't expect anything more than a slap on the wrist, but that's not really what we're after. We're looking for these eyes you see. These golden eyes. Perhaps you know of them?
You bet. It's Vernon in the side again. "You stupid idiot moron. I told you that was a bad idea." Vernon says, "Look, I didn't think anybody would miss it, okay? It's a goddess of wealth. Have you seen this town? I figured they would have completely abandoned it, all right? It made sense last night." And Yvette just goes, "Yeah, so did every aspect of your plan. All right? And now this morning, does it seem so smart now, huh? Does it, Vernon?" Vernon just goes, "No."
Well,
There's a
regardless, you've upset the priestess very much by taking something that did not belong to you.
The guy with
Still
the
time
guy with
to
the
make
arrow,
it right.
the guy with the arrow just goes, "Priestess?
Yeah. At the
What
church.
priestess? There was nobody there. We wouldn't have stolen anything out of it if somebody was there. That would have been
God.
dumb."
Well, clearly you're mistaken.
Can I insight
As run
check
down
that?
as run down as the place is.
Is he
Yeah, you can
lying?
insight check that.
That's oh god. Hope we're not crazy again. 21.
Yeah, you don't sense any lie here.
Great.
The smaller figure just says, immediately takes on like a more pleasant tone. Just goes, "Listen, I'm Yvette. This is Vernon. That's Royal. Listen, we were kind of quitting the carnival anyway, so you can take the tent back to Rishka. We hate him, and we hate working for him, and we're not setting up any more tents. His pay was abominable, frankly, and that's the only reason why any of this happened. We were content to simply just leave the carnival. It was Vernon's idea to pad our pockets a little bit on the way out. But listen, nothing bad has to happen here. We don't have to get caught up in anything, all right? We were just going to leave. So how about this, Vernon? Why don't you give the nice people back the eyes of the goddess and we'll just leave? How does that sound? Huh? Eyes for no jail time? Does that sound like a deal?"
Look at the other two.
If that is an option, that would most certainly be preferable. For all of our sakes.
All right. I will go ahead and cut then from that sequence. It cuts back to you guys returning the tent to Rishka, and like I just imagine the tiny little piece of fabric also being handed back like alongside of it, and Rishka, Rishka's like, I'm quite good at embroidery. I will fix. Thank you very much. I'm so thankful. And you did find the eyes then?
Yeah. We got those back too, thankfully.
Oh, thank goodness. So you will not tell Peacekeeper, right?
I mean, there's no reason to, as long as we can get the eyes back to the priestess.
Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me, to have the reputation of my family remain intact. I wish there was only something I could... Oh, I know. When Carnival opens, the three of you may come in for free. Does that seem reasonable?
That is so reasonable. That is the best.
More than reasonable.
Yeah, especially, I know this is your living, your guys' living, so, but that'd be great.
Rishka, again, sort of bows to you guys and hurries back to help with the construction. And then we cut back to the church, and you guys waltz in there, and you just see that Treese is, like, off to the side, like not even in the same room, just like nervously tapping her foot. And when she hears the door creak open, she like pops her head around the corner where the bell tower is and is like, did you manage to find what you were looking for?
Mm-hmm. And look, put them the eyes over.
It's just like, yeah, give her like a, you know, not a sneer, but just like a look of suspicion.
Like hand them over, and then step back, and that's my way of saying it's 3:30.
Yep. So, Jane, thank you for sticking with us as long as you could.
Yes, sorry.
All you'll be missing is like some end of session stuff that will update you on.
We're recording too, so
Zana's there doing fun stuff around church while everyone else is talking.
You did all the important stuff before you had to leave. That's all that mattered to me.
Alrighty,
Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
So, you hand over the eyes, and Treese walks up to the altar and very reverently removes the head covering, and they fit into place like easily. They just sort of slot in, and she even takes the cloth a little bit and like just like shines them up a little bit, and walks up to the three of you characters. Also, I forgot I need to cut back to... I'll just go back to Montrese proper. That's fine. So after you do that, or after she walks up to the three of you, her whole demeanor seems to shift. Where she stands in front of the altar in the rays of light. It's now like middle to end of day, and light shining through the stained glass behind her. And even though she is a tall elven woman, her whole attitude, her whole demeanor, she just didn't take up a lot of space. But after she puts the eyes back in and shines up the statue, she motions with her hand for the three of you to take a seat on the benches in the front row. And it's this strange moment where, again, her demeanor sort of melts away, and she gets a much more severe, much more elegant air about her. And she clasps her hands in front of her and bows her head down, and then looks up at the three of you. And Zana particularly would notice this sort of strange magical aura emanating from her, maybe more than the two of you would. It's not super obvious, but she does sort of radiate a sort of light, almost like the light behind her sort of bending around her. And she just stares at the three of you and says, "You three have been contacted by the dead. And I do not understand why the three of you exactly. Perhaps it's because the three of you were the only ones unafraid to enter Croyburn Manor. I don't know what all you saw in there, what you experienced, or the spirits that you contacted, but I do know, in my bones, that they are at peace now, and they weren't before. The Croyburns were a part of this land, and the land was a part of the Croyburns. And ever since the deaths of Monty's grandsons, there's been a pall over that house and over this town. A chapter left unresolved, a final music note that never struck. And now that the mystery has been undone, the spirits that lingered there can finally shuffle off.
We're just trying to help. It wasn't our intention when we came into town, but if we can help spirits move on, then we're happy to assist.
It's at that her shoulders sort of shrug a little bit, and she almost has to like steady herself against the altar, like her interpretation just took a lot out of her. And she says, oh, wow. I haven't had clarity like that from Joaquin in a long time. That felt great. Well, I guess if that's all you need, if you have any more dreams that you need interpreted, feel free to stop by. We have services here. Feel free to stop by when we're doing the rites. You're more than welcome to watch, and to be honest, it's kind of nice to have someone here, to be honest. It's been just me for the longest time. I think most of the people lost a lot of their faith after the Shepherd's War, so I appreciate the visitors, but thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Not that I can think of, no. Marko?
Unless you have any other information to share about the supernatural bits of the Croyburn Manor.
Well, only one thing comes to mind. That younger brother, Haskin, I think it was. I noticed that he had potential, magical potential about him. Some people happens easier, like with the two of these two. And she points at both Evren and Zana, and just sort of says, some people it just finds them a little bit more naturally. Some people are able to exercise it like a muscle, and other people, like Haskin, it's a little bit different. Haskin sort of forced the magic to happen. Ganymede was a brilliant architect, but not necessarily a magician. But Haskin, he had a gift, but there was always something wrong with him, if I'm being quite honest. Based on some of the behavior that I saw from him, even as a lad, some things just weren't, right. If he had lived a longer time, I wouldn't be at all surprised if he had become some sort of magician or warlock or wizard of some sort, but I don't think he would have served anything good.
He seemed like a decent kid. What makes you say that?
Oh, little things here and there that I saw as he grew up. There was a darkness there. The Croyburns would have me do the rites for some of the pets that would pass away, and it was always suspicion on my part, but I think Haskin was killing some of those animals.
Oh.
When a family pet dies and you're delivering its last rites, normally small children will shed tears, show sorrow, loss. Harmon was wailing up a storm when their family dog died, but Haskin didn't bat an eye.
I see.
Again, I would appreciate you can just keep this between us. It's all hearsay, just various things I noticed over the years. It's nothing to talk about now, especially. I'd hate to speak ill of the dead, even if Haskin was cruel and made mistakes. I probably shouldn't even talk any more about it, but if you need any more help with dream interpretation, or you seek to further relationship with Joaquin, or show up for our rights or our services, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you for your help. I'm glad we were
Yeah.
able to get the eyes back for you.
Me too. Did you happen to find out why they stole the eyes from the statue?
They were hired help of the carnival that weren't happy with the pay, so they thought maybe we'll take something valuable on the way out. They also stole a tent.
Oh.
Seemed to be no more than drunken shenanigans.
Yeah, but we got both the eyes and the tent back for you and Frisco.
I see. So, just sneak thieves?
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Well, that is sad, but in this place, in these trying times, I suppose sometimes people do make mistakes out of desperation. Well, thank you, the three of you, for solving that for me. I should get back to my studies for now. I'm a little tired, so I'm probably gonna rest for a bit.
Okay.
Understandable.
And with that, the three of you take your leave. And it's only as you guys exit the Church of Joaquin that you see that the Viziers are like walking like down a path, like off in the direction of like the Switchback Rider building, where the carriages are. And it looks like they're talking with the orc mail carrier, probably trying to procure some sort of transport because they're so far from everything. But yeah, at this point, you guys can, if you want me to just fast forward to the Groggy Bee, I can do that. Unless there's something else that you guys wanted to do before that. Or if you wanted to talk to another NPC or something.
Normally I'd say, yeah, I'll investigate a little bit more, but I am barely hanging in there.
That's what I figured.
I am
Like I said,
very
this one's
tired.
meant to be a shorter session, which is fine.
Yeah.
So we can just transition right into the Groggy Bee then, where just as he said, Auguste Millet was sort of just hanging around waiting for y'all. And he's up at the bar like usual. It's the end of day, so all the seats are filled up. And he's just hanging out at the bar, and he greets the three of you as you walk in. And he turns to the three of you and says, "Well, did you have a productive day?"
You could say that, yeah.
It was not as weird as the
That
day
is true.
before.
That was nice.
I could get used
well.
to this.
That's very, very nice. I had a great day myself. The sheep were just as pleasant as could be, no problems. Even got some cloud cover, although it's probably going to rain again. At least the sun wasn't beating down on me. It was a good day. It was a good day for shepherding. It's at this point that normally Selena is like sort of coming in and out of the kitchen, going around the first floor, talking to patrons and stuff. And you can see into the back room from the counter where you guys are that she's in the back. And she's just sort of seamlessly, just like mindlessly working in the back. But she seems just preoccupied.
Hopefully she has enough time to grace us with a bit of her cooking. I'm could use a nice full meal.
At that, Auguste says, Well, here, you can have some of my bread, but to be honest, I think something's troubling her. The bread isn't is not as good as normal, and I've been here long enough to know that doesn't happen unless something's troubling Selena, but it's none of my business. I didn't want to get involved.
Well, it might not be my business either, but do you think talking to her would be helpful? Or leave it be?
Well,
She's been very kind to us. I wouldn't mind returning the favor.
she likes the three of you. I can't see as talking to her would be bad. I personally just didn't plan on. And as he's talking, someone taps him on the shoulder, and it's Victor, the older shepherd with the long beard. And the Victor doesn't say a word, but just like looks at Auguste, points at the empty fourth chair at this table here, and just nods his head and walks over back towards the table. Auguste looks like a child at Christmas. His eyes get so wide, and he says, "Listen, we can talk about this more later. You can talk to Selena if you want. Tell me all about it. I have to go sit in that seat right there. This is a momentous occasion." And then he grabs his drink and he heads off in that direction and sits down at the shepherd's table. And after that, Selena walks up to the bar and puts some drinks down on the counter and just slowly puts another loaf of bread on the counter and slides the little jar of honey. And like without having to like roll anything, like she does seem a little down.
Wanna go talk to her, Marko?
Yeah,
I'll come with you.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. Yeah, thank you.
Go try to talk to her.
Here. Did the three of you have a pleasant day today?
Yeah, it's pretty productive actually.
Oh, that's
Every day's
good.
an adventure in Montrace.
You're certainly right about that.
The thing that makes it all worth it is coming back here to your fine hospitality every day.
Oh, and she sort of like scoffs with her hand and she's like, I appreciate it.
How are you? How was your day? I'm sure not a lot of people ask you that.
Well, no, I suppose not. Well, to be honest, today wasn't the best.
Wow. What's going on? Anything we can do to help?
Well, to be honest, in a roundabout way, the three of you already have helped in more ways than you can know. I just want you to know that, but the discovery underneath Croyburn Manor it's very difficult. It hurts.
Had we known, we wouldn't have made that information public, but it was part of the deal, and it's the truth.
Oh, yes, I know that the three of you were just doing your job, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's good to have peace of mind about the situation 30 years after the fact. It's hard to believe it's been 30 years already since we all lost the Croyburn brothers.
They seems like they were very well liked. Well, for the most part.
Well, even before your discovery, full disclosure, I was never very much of a fan of Haskin. He was troubled, and
So I hear.
well, yeah, he was a lot to handle.
You had much personal experience? That would have been very long ago.
At saying that, the two of you can both roll. I'm trying to see what I want to have you guys roll for. Maybe insight. Maybe both of you roll insight.
I got you. Modified or dirty 20.
8. Ooh, 8. You asked that, but Evren's the one who sort of just like pays attention to her face as she says that, or as you ask that question. And she says, she almost talks and then sort of caresses her hand over her apron pocket down by her waist and just says, a long, and I mean a long time ago, Haskin got me in trouble with my folks, and yeah, I was courting someone at the time, and word got round, and it ended not the way I wanted it to go, and Haskin was the one who told on us, so to speak.
Why did he do that? Do you know? Or is it just because he was, troubled?
When you ask that, she plunges her hand into her apron pocket and pulls out a weathered envelope. And she sets it gently on the counter. And she just says, I've probably read this 100 times over the last 30 years, but I probably read it 100 more just today after getting closure on the whole thing. And she slides it. She's like, it's not really a town secret. All the old fellas remember it very well, but I was very young. Harmon and I were together. We were a couple, and Haskin told on us. It didn't go very well. Haskin had a pretty high perception of their family and thought that a Croyburn marrying the daughter of an innkeeper wouldn't have been a good look. He was embarrassed of Harmon's feelings for me, and Harmon was sort of shamed out of seeing me anymore.
Well, my mom's always taught me that love was love. It didn't have to be any more complicated than that. I'm sorry that situation was complicated for you.
Man, what a shit little brother. Sorry. That's terrible.
Yeah, well, this envelope is the last love letter I had from Harmon, and, I'll take it out and read it every once in a while. Me personally, I think after his folks passed away, there was some illness that swept through the area, took them both sadly. I think after he took charge of the manor, I can't be positive, but there was just a way that he looked at me when we would pass in the street. I think he probably wanted to get back together, but I can never be sure. But after they found his body on the battlefield, everyone assumed that he grabbed his weapons and ran out there to try and defend us. It's a reasonable assumption to make. Doesn't change how I feel about him, the fact that he didn't die in battle or anything ridiculous like that. But it's nice to know the truth.
Well, as hard as it is, I'm glad we were able to bring that closure to you and everyone else.
Me too. Thanks for asking. And
Yeah.
she pops back into the back room again. And it's just another chill evening at the Groggy Bee. As the light falls, one last figure walks in, of course, the Peacekeeper. And for the first time since you've been in town, you see the Peacekeeper is smiling.
Oh.
This is the happiest the Peacekeeper has looked in a long time. And he walks over to the counter and he sits down next to the three of you, stretches out his back, and just says, got Haskin all buried, taken care of, the documents signed. I had a little chat with Riska. Apparently the carnival setup is going perfectly. There's no problems. I even ran into Treese on the way. She seems happy, very awake, I suppose. It's It's odd. At least it was odd until she told me about what the three of you did, which was locate some stolen property from the church. That's very kind of you. And I assume also that gave you the chance. You took a look at, well, what's left of the church. No sheep there, I'm guessing.
Not that I saw, no.
It was a good day's work, but still no sheep.
Well, that's all right. There's no sheep in the church, and that's one place that you can scratch off your list, and that's fine by me. Soon, the carnival will be all set up, and then I'll have the three of you to help me make sure everything runs smoothly. It'll be nice and simple. It might be the best Karnak carnival yet. People are very excited about it. And who knows, with the revenue that the carnival is paying us this year, maybe I'll have to talk with some of the older folks here in town. But Treese wants to renovate the church, put it back together. I think it would probably be good for the town to have something else, to keep their spirits high throughout the year instead of just waiting for the Karnak carnival.
Yeah, well, I am not really the religious type, but I think having a place like that fixed up would definitely maybe cheer people up. It's in pretty rough shape right now.
And then he looks over across the room and says, I see Auguste finally got his seat that he's been waiting on.
Oh yeah, he was very excited. Rightfully so.
He's been waiting a long time. I'm happy for him.
He's been very welcoming. I'm very happy for him as well.
Yes. I appreciate what the three of you have done, and you've only been in town 2 days. Was Treese able to give you any information on what the three of you were trying to explain to me the other day?
Well, I mean, it's gonna sound crazy, but she basically told us, she did an interpretation of what we experienced essentially, and told us that the spirits were trying to contact us, and that now she believes that they're at peace since helping them.
Wow.
Yeah.
She actually gave you an interpretation?
Yeah, after we helped her with the, of course, but yeah, she said that that's the most clear she's felt or something like that.
Yeah, she hasn't been able to give an interpretation for dreams in a long time. I think the burning of the church really damaged her upstairs.
No, she seems to be doing better, which is good.
Yeah, that's good. It's at this point that one of the shepherds stands up from the table, and right as they are about to cross, they're exiting the front of the Groggy Bee, and someone darts in the opposite direction and runs up behind the Peacekeeper and quickly taps him on the shoulder. And at this point, it's dark out, and the Peacekeeper swivels around and says, "What is it?" And this shepherd says, just whispers something to the Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper's face immediately drops. And he turns to the three of you and says, well, that was a fun 5 minutes. Apparently, some sheep have gone missing from the Lochran farm. Just what I need. And he scooches himself away from the table, snags a mug off the counter, and stomps out and says, it's too dark to lead an investigation right now. Maybe the three of you can look into this tomorrow morning. Seeing as how this is the most recent disappearance, might be a good place to start.
We know exactly where to head then.
I need to go fill out a report. And then he walks out. And it's at this that we will transition to the epilogue. The three of you are sore all over your bodies from today's work. As you lay there, hating the clouds that rolled in and choked out the moon's rays, a restless predator stands on a rock, watching the last light in Montrace go out. And that is where we will end our session.
All right.
Oh boy, poor Peacekeeper needs a vacation.
This guy probably has like the darkest of dark circles under his eyes.
Probably.
He does. He does.